Hey y'all, welcome back to Soul Shift. Today we are talking about a sensitive topic that many of us may have experienced or witnessed, and that's church hurt. When the people of the church are hurtful, manipulative, and truly the furthest thing from Christ-like, that's what I call church hurt. When you experience that, that's church hurt. It's a reality that can shake your faith, create rifts in your spiritual journey, and sometimes lead to total disengagement from Christ and church life. So, today we're going to explore strategies for addressing and healing church related wounds, forgiveness regarding this, and rebuilding trust within the church community. Keep on listening. So, church hurt is more than just a phrase, it's a deep situation that can leave lasting scars. It can be conflicts with fellow church members, hurtful words from leaders of the church, or just feeling overall let down by the church community in your times of need. And those wounds can run deep. I have experienced in honestly several ways. I still am experiencing church hurt and overall disappointment with people who are supposed to be Christ-like and loving, genuine, authentic, and safe people. It has been a true fight for me to not always respond to those things and to not blame my faith for those things. Something we're going to discuss is how the people do not represent all of the church. They don't always, some people, everyone talking about heaven's not going there, y'all. Everyone that screams that they're of God and love Jesus, everyone is not what they're saying. To me, in my opinion, in the way that I live my life as a Christian, I don't have to talk about the thing to be the thing. You know what I mean? I don't have to shout to the rooftops, I'm a good mom. You can see that just by interacting with me, seeing with me, my daughter. The same way, I don't have to hit people over the head with the Bible and judge people and be loud and, dress head to toe in my Christian or my church memorabilia. I don't have to do all of that for people to know that I'm a good person or for someone to be like, there's something about her that I want to know more about, something about her joy, something about the way that she interacts with people, the way that she helps people. That to me is a better way to witness as a Christian. You don't have to talk about the thing if you're the thing. It just shows. In my situation with church hurt, um, I have quite a few things that have happened to me over the years. And I'll talk about my most recent, in the last few years, some issues that I've encountered. Things like people just straight up not liking you within church. People who don't really know you, you don't really know them, you don't have relationships with them, but they talk about you. Everything you touch, they're upset about. Anything you're involved in, they want to critique it, have things to say about it. And that had me pissed off. It really did. It had me very disturbed in my soul. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I wanted to give you a snip of the things that I have been going through. And the biggest situation, and honestly, my first real experience with church hurt was when my uncle died. Death makes people do some weird, weird stuff. Some weird stuff, y'all. When my uncle died, people that were within the church, leaders in a church, called my parents, called my mom, were disrespectful, ranting, raving, telling her what she was going to do, what she better not do, asking questions that were inappropriate. People in the church. You wouldn't believe some of the things that we heard from people in the church during that time. And I can't give you all the details because some of it is honestly my uncle's business and it's not mine to tell. And some of it just it doesn't need to hold that much weight. And also, disappointment came when my uncle passed away. We were at the hospital, my family and I were there. My uncle had already passed away, but we were there to, be with him and all the other business things you have to do. Devastated, beyond devastated. My mom called someone who was a leader of the church who should have, without question, been there by her side, with her, with the family that day. Not only did this person not show up, the weeks after, didn't hear from them. A leader, someone that should have been there without question, did not show up. Disappointment. That was church hurt. Because I have a solid foundation in church, and specifically in my home church, these situations did not turn me away from Christ or the church. However, there are people who visit church for the very first time, and they're looking to see what this experience is. What is this life-changing thing that Christians are always talking about? And then they arrive and they encounter some of the nastiest, most judgmental, and rude people. Mind you, that is not all people in the church. But there are some people that represent Christ in the worst way. When you come into those situations and you are just seeking something out, trying to learn more about it, it only takes one person. One person, when you walk into that place, you already feel vulnerable, to completely turn you away. What do you think happens? They never go back. They never go back there. They confuse those people with Jesus, and then they blame Jesus and they turn away from him. The church is supposed to do the exact opposite of judge and belittle and be nasty. And far too often that happens. That person could meet 10 people at the church who give them a hug, welcome them in, say, come back, can't wait to see you again, invite them to things, and meet one person who is nasty as hell. And they're done. They hate the church. Christians are nasty. That's how you get represented. And that's why church hurt is so dangerous and it's so devastating, because people who could come in and have their lives totally changed and find joy and have a community of people who would truly love them and care for them and uplift them never get that chance because of things like this. One of the key strategies in overcoming church hurt is fostering forgiveness. Now, this does not mean minimizing or ignoring your pain. It's more about releasing that burden of resentment and anger. And it's a process that takes a lot of time and a lot of self-reflection, but it can be very liberating. Now, I would be lying to you if I said that I was good at this. I have been praying for a more forgiving heart for a very long time. This has been nearly impossible for me. I can tell you that while I don't stew in the emotions of the things that I mentioned before, when in the weeks and even the months following, I was livid. I could spit fire. Do you understand? I was so angry that these people had interacted with us this way during a time of immense grief. Called my mom. My mom was dealing with so much. You have to understand, my uncle is my mom's little brother. She has been his big sister and taking care of him, just like older siblings do, protecting him, guiding him. She did that for 44 years. My grandmother was getting older. She just lost her son. She was not in a great way. My mom takes care of a lot of her business as well. So on top of taking care of my uncle's business now, losing her little brother, taking care of her my grandmother's business, and dealing with her grief, still trying to be a present wife, still trying to be my mom, trying to be Nova's Nana, which Nova was too when this all happened. She had no idea that Nan couldn't give her that attention before. And then someone calls her. Spitfire, so mad. So I cannot say I've entered like full forgiveness. When I see some of those individuals, my peace is disturbed. I'm not angry, but I'm definitely annoyed and would much rather be anywhere else in the world other than in a space with them. And I'm working on it, but it's an ongoing journey for me. One of the toughest parts about experiencing church hurt is the fear of being disrespectful if we talk about it. We are often taught, especially within the Black church, to respect authority figures or elders within the church, and rightfully so. But what happens when those in positions of authority or the elders of the church treat us disrespectfully or they're hurtful? It creates a real inner conflict and a struggle between staying silent and avoid seeming disrespectful and addressing the hurt that you feel. So, with that situation I mentioned, um, with the individual who I truly don't know or have a relationship with that finds fault in everything that I do, initially I hesitated to speak up. I didn't want to rock the boat or appear disrespectful, but as I reflected on it, I realized that addressing the issue respectfully and assertively, to be honest, was not about disrespect. It was about honoring my feelings and seeking resolution. Conflict is exhausting, and I don't like it. I don't seek out conflict. I don't want it. I want peace. I went to my pastor, and she was more helpful than I could have ever imagined. I love my pastor. Healthy communication and setting boundaries are really essential in navigating those situations, and it's okay to express how you feel respectfully and assertively, even within a church context. Respectful communication doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations. It does mean having to approach them, though, with empathy, understanding, and being willing to listen. I also struggle with that when I have already determined that I'm angry. I no longer listen very well. But I'm working on it. I'm praying on it. Work in progress, always. Even if the other party isn't willing to listen, which sometimes could be me, not gonna lie, at least you tried. And in my case, after I have tried, I probably won't try again. And I'll have peace with that. Addressing church hurt is not about assigning blame or causing conflict, but it's to try and seek understanding and healing and to foster more of a compassionate and supportive church community for everyone. It's okay to advocate for yourself and to address hurtful behavior while still upholding respect and kindness. They can coexist. As we wrap up today's short episode, I want, well, as we wrap up today's short but powerful episode, I want to remind you that healing from church hurt is a journey and it is not a destination. It's okay to seek support from trusted friends, mentors, or even professional counselors during your process. Your faith and your spiritual well being and your mental health is worth investing time and effort to. Rebuilding trust in the church community is crucial and it's important to heal. And it requires a lot of open communication, accountability, and commitment to creating a safe and supportive environment for everyone. I can honestly say that at my church, if you know, um, I can honestly say that at my church, the change over this last year in my church has been the most beautiful thing that I could experience. There are still problems. Every church is going to have those. We're not perfect by any means, but the growth in our church, the leadership that our pastor has brought to our church, the joy that she has brought back to our church is beautiful. And it is exactly what I feel we need overall in churches. We need people who are going to come in and take you as you are and welcome you and not care about anything other than the fact that you're here today. And I feel like that's the community that we have built there. And I pray that for everyone, if they choose to go into a church or not. I pray that any human you meet gives you that level of energy. We are all imperfect beings and we're all in different journeys, and we're imperfect on our spiritual journey as well. And grace and understanding is essential to rebuilding trust. So, thank you for joining me on this. So, thank you for joining me today on this important topic and conversation. And until next time, stay strong, stay resilient, and keep embracing the shifts. Bye.